Yeah, I want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of U-Talk Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I got to say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
Ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah, you talk, it's the people show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah.
This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. There's Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drop people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's the real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. It's that U-Talk.
Yeah.
It's U-Talk, baby.
Yeah.
It's U-Talk, baby.
The #1 podcast.
U-Talk family. You can tell by the lack of enthusiasm in my voice. And AO, my brother's just sitting there like he's like Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. U-Talk family, what go on? What go on? It's your boy LFJ in the building, flanked by my brother AO. We are here with the recap show, and y'all know how we start every show. It ain't no us without you, baby. Kane Nation, U-Talk family, good morning to everybody. What's good? The chat is jumping. I see Fila was in here before we was ready. I see Rocky. Canes of the Corn in the building. What's good, Rock? Look, we are here to recap what happened yesterday, and we're gonna have a deeper discussion. As you can tell by the thumbnail, it's time. As you can tell by, let me go ahead and duck and move. This is official. I know I've had enough, but before we get into the crystal ball discussion, AO, my brother, how you doing this morning on this lovely Sunday morning?
You know, I'm glad that game was when it was because I was still able to kind of get over it and move on with the day. And honestly, yeah, I think we get right into it, man. Like, I feel like it's time to have discussions that people do not want to have, that it just finally needs to be said. And I feel like I owe a couple people an apology because some people saw this coming a mile away, and I had hope. So I mean, I'm one of the few that I feel like I'm one of the ones that flipped. So yeah, I think time to go get into it, man.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a real discussion. It's going to be uncomfortable for some, but it's nevertheless a discussion that we got to have. Real quick, I got to get some things plugged. First of all, for those who don't know, the U-Talk app is out. We ask that you get it. Shouts out to everybody in the chat as well. The U-Talk app is out. We ask that you go and get it. Very important thing that I got to let everybody know. The app itself is free. There's no charge to get the app. But to get the access to the interviews, matter of fact, this weekend, we got the Marks brothers. We got Mark Clayton, Mark Super Duper, the Miami Dolphins. They'll be with us on Thursday. If you missed it, we had Eric Dickerson this past Thursday. We got other guests lined up that will be named later on. So to be able to get access to that, you got memberships. You're going to have to get the Hall of Fame membership. The Hall of Fame membership will get you access to those players' interviews because, hey, we got to do what we got to do over here. But app access is actually free. It's 100% free. The show is streaming live on the app. It's also right here on YouTube. So I can't stress enough. Go get that app. Secondly, I just gotta be real here. What happened yesterday, I think, is an anomaly of, the whole situation. As you see, the chat is chatting. And we're going to open up the phone lines, obviously, the chat links. And I have to ask you, when we open up the chat links, we're going to let everybody hit the link. You can come on live with us. We're going to bring you on screen, but we're going to give you a 5-minute max because we don't have that much time because we got a lot of people. They got a lot of stuff they want to say. So if we're going to get you in here, have your points ready. I'm going to go ahead. It's usually 4. We're going to give you an extra minute because I know it's a lot of emotional stuff. So 5 minutes max per chat link. We'll bring you on. say what you got to say, and then when it's time, I got to get you out of here, get to the next one, because we want to catch everybody, because I know everybody is really upset. And right on cue, man, I'm seeing Bobby Miller here say we are doomed. Hey, yo, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it to you right quick before I give my thoughts. What's your thoughts on overall just game, coaching, just how you feeling about everything? What's on your mind, bro?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see what I'm wearing, but I wore this for a reason. I wore this because this is the last time I felt like I got bamboozled on what I was being told was happening at Miami. Is we were being sold something that really wasn't. It was fool's gold, right? I've had a lot of people kind of going back and forth on what Mario and this coaching staff really are, right? Where we're being told this is what the roster is, this is how dominant our roster can be. Look at the rest of the ACC compared to what we've been able to do and accomplish. We've been able to get, I mean, an open checkbook of resources. We've had a NIL where we're top 10. We've had a transfer portal every year where we're top 10. We've had recruiting classes year on in, we're top 10. And yet, we have not made a significant progress. And now for some of those, and I know they'll find this little clip, and I'll make sure I send this segment to them, that pointed out that there was 3 coaches of Ryan Day, Jim Harbaugh, and and Dabo Swinney that needed more time, that got the job done and made it to the national championship. But of course, no other coaches really get that 10-10 back-to-back win seasons, that we're on that trajectory. Honestly, I don't see the 10 coming, but they point out that no one really does this success, and Mario's really building something here. So I just want to really quickly point out for those involved in that conversation that these coaches have been seen, and then they underwhelm, and some had to get let go. We laughed as Miami fans because we kept saying we're building, building, and building. Sound familiar? Because I'm pretty sure that's what the team up the street kept saying too, is they're climbing and climbing and climbing, and now somebody over there is on the hot seat, right? Looking at a buyout. So just really quickly, just want to make sure that we refresh of the same timeline of since Mario's been here of coaches who have had same or better success at those schools, right? Quickly. Keelan DeBear, Sonny Dykes, Steve Sarkisian, Dan Lanning, Mike Norvell, Jeff Brom, Lashley, Kelly, Riley, Dirkwitz, Lane Kiffin, Jim Hupel, Mac Brown, Dave Aranda, Mike Elko, Rhett Lashley, Freeman, and Venables. Some of those coaches aren't even at those schools anymore. They have either made it to a conference appearance on for their championship, or they made it to a playoff, or they've had back-to-back, or at least in that span, 2 10-win plus seasons of regular season games. Just to point it out there, many of those folks do not have the resources Miami had in that same time frame. Some of them have and found early success, and some of them found early success and then fell off, and the school held them accountable and got their ass out.
Right.
So just pointing it out there, you can have accountability towards what Cristobal is doing because of what the resources he has and still be a fan of it. Like say, hey, like I still need you to do better and better and better. But this whole narrative of he needs more time is horseshit to me because the accountability level is on him. These are his guys. That was, remember, the whole roster when he first got here. 5 and 7, I need all my guys here. You were able to flip an entire roster around. These were your guys by that next year that needed to come into development, right? The next year, my guys just need to be developed. Okay, you won a little bit more. Great. Third year, more success. These are now your guys' execution. Big game comes. We should have been there. It should have been getting more and more cleaned up by now. You've had every available evaluation for everybody in the transfer portal. You have more than enough staff. You have a staff that can be unlimited at this point as well, by the way. You can have every pocketbook out. You should be getting unlimited information being told to you on game day, before recruiting, after recruiting. It is open. So the fact that you're losing to teams who have less than you, to guys who have been there less time than you, is ridiculous. And the narrative of, well, everybody in the AC, no. you were telling me how much better our roster was over everybody in the ACC, that we're now playing with the big boys and who we recruit and what we do now. So then remind me why you're worried about SMU and Louisville, who I don't think Louisville's ever been in top 10 for their recruiting each year. I don't think I've ever heard
Not that I
being
recall.
I think I've heard SMU
Even with Lamar Jackson, they were.
NIL. Right. Like they've never been building shit like that. Like we're never like, oh my God, they got a 5-star. You know what I mean? Like we're now looking over there like they can actually develop a QB. Like now we're being told the only thing holding us back is just a QB. Well, your old line is having penalties. Why isn't that being cleaned up? Why aren't certain guys being held accountable for when they just need to be pulled out for a simple play, be talked to, and then get back out there? Where is the little stuff at? That's the problem for me with Mario, is where is the little stuff? It's like you pound on a podium all post game, and there's nothing different. Oh, we got to get back to work. No, there isn't. What's the back to work getting you at this point? What do you actually do during practice? Because this might be one of the lowest fucking football IQ teams I've ever seen. The fact that you had game after game after game of doing stupid shit, I don't even think high school teams do. Like, what is this stuff? You find new fucking ways to lose a game. And yet no guy is coming off that sideline scared to fucking go near Mario. It's like they just go back. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
No one says a fucking thing because what, we're worried about feelings now at Miami? Like, I'm sorry, but this just ain't it. You can hold an entire coaching staff accountable and still hope that they can figure this shit out. Because once again, it's the simple things that they're fucking up on. But the fact that people are like, oh, they just need more time. That's how you give people too much power and you don't hold feet accountable to anything. And that's when you get into the Florida and the FSU, the shit like that, where they need a buyout because they've now lost the locker room. They've lost the entire fan base. And then they lose their NIL deals with people because, well, what's fucking going to change? If you can't prove you can change and adapt, then what's the difference? At this point in time, I do not see them changing. And that to me has been what Manny's problem was. That's what Rick's problem was. That's what Golden's problem was. The refusal to get out of your own fucking way. And I said that last week. Same
Yes, you did.
problems. So to me, gimmicky is the same shit as this guy. Pound the fucking podium is the same thing as this turnover chain in my mind. Pound, 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 but you're like this on game day.
You
I don't
just man, you just preached. You just gave a grade A sermon just now because it's all facts. It's all facts what you said. Adding to that, I can say this. Mario Cristobal just has this knack. He's great at being a disguise person, man. I mean, the other day for Halloween, bro, he should have had a truckload of candy because he can definitely dress up and, make you think he's something that he's not. This guy, and I'm gonna just call it like it is. Is he a great recruiter? Yeah. I'm not taking that away from him. Is he an okay motivator? Yeah, he can motivate you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he ain't the best, but he's better than many others.
Right.
But when it comes to the actual game day on the field, X's and O's, he ain't it. And he hasn't been it.
Right.
The guy, 2022, 1-3 in November. Okay, we'll give you a pass. Like you said.
Right.
You got to get a pass first year. 2023, 1-3 again in November. Okay, now hold up. Now you got to be getting a little better. At least go 500 in November. You got to get some improvement. Right. Last year, the make or break season, coming into November, you were 8-0. You had everything in front of you with the best quarterback in college football, with the best, most prolific offense in not only UM history, but one of the best in all of college football history. 2-2.
Yep.
Shit the bed. And we start off yesterday, November 1st, 0-1. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, and what I'm getting at is, and listen, 0-2 in December, but we ain't gonna even talk about that. What I'm getting at is, he just ain't it. He just ain't it. And here's the bad part. You got all these coaches that have been fired and all these schools that are in the sweepstakes of hiring coaches. And you still got to see what's going to happen with Sarkisian at Texas, because he said he might want to go to the Titans. He wants to go to the NFL. So if he decides to leave, which I think is very possible, because I think the waters are getting hot at Texas, you're now going to have Texas, LSU, Florida, Penn State amongst the biggest schools that are hiring, coupled with smaller schools in Virginia Tech, Arkansas, that are still, destinations as well,
Right.
So really, you're in a situation, in my opinion, that you can't 100% say you can fire him if this season doesn't work out, because you're in competition with some big schools. You're not going to get the best coach available because they're going to look at the other schools. But at the same time, you're stuck with him going in the next season. So it's a double-edged sword here, man. It's a double-edged sword.
I will say, like, to what you just mentioned, right? And I would put this flat out as what I would like to actually see, right? Because I do think that he is a resource you can absolutely utilize. I do believe firmly that he does bleed orange and green. He does want what's best for the school. He is, he probably does want it more than everybody, right? But the thing is you can absolutely want all those things and not be the right person for it. Both things can be true, that you can want everything the best for fucking Miami, but you are not that guy to take them over that hump.
Correct.
I think he should be the GM. He can oversee all fucking recruiting, all personnel. He can see he can focus all his talents on recruiting and recruiting only. He can be the micromanager over everything, right? But he needs to hire a HC and let them run game day. Because like, I'll say this, I think it was 2 weeks ago we mentioned, how many ACC teams could we really say that could come over here with our talent and our roster and dominate the games? Like we kind of mentioned with Louisville's, OC and DC and Brom, probably be able just to run right through that. Like, it wouldn't even been a game between us two. We're worried about fucking Georgia Tech. We're worried about Pitt. We're worried about Louisville and SMU. And then you still have people that want to take us from ACC and put us into the Big Ten and the SEC. What teams would we beat over there with this current coaching staff? We would be way below 500. Vandy would have a better fucking coaching staff than we do. And we've been laughing at Vandy for fucking 40 years. And they have been building for, 3 years now? Like,
3 years. Yes.
It's been shorter amount of time, limited more resources, and a harder conference. And yet we can't get out of our own way, but we can look down upon people in the ACC that we should just be punch our ticket right to the ACC championship. We'd never made it there. So to me, it's like this. I think he'd be a great GM. I think he would make sure that everything is, nice and tight. We would never see compliance issues. We would probably get more of those higher chip 4 and 5 guys because of the fact that he would be all over them all day, every day, right? Building those relationships up. But he would have to hire a head coach who can get us over that type of hump. Like you said, with Mario kind of over the helm of it and able to focus his shit over here, and someone just saying, oh, you're going to give me all the plethora of talent, and all I got to do is focus on the game day and the X's and O's? Oh, deal. Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what I need to. I'll tell you exactly what kind of guys I need to run my system. You know what I mean? Like, because I have a system. Mario does not have a system. He's going to rely on a OC and a DC to come up with their scheme, but he's going to want to get his own personnel for what he thinks he needs to have. It's going to conflict. Like, why'd you spend the money on Beck if he was never going to fit your system in the first fucking place? Sounds like a shitty eval.
That part. And to me, it is. And real quick, and I'm going to put the link up because we're about to let the callers start calling. This comment right here. We worried about blocking McGahee from the field. Mario is trash. Look, real quick on that. I didn't even want to speak on that, but it came up. So now I got to speak on it. That's facts, because when you get to the point where you're focused on off the field stuff of who an alum is hanging with on a podcast, something's wrong, man. Something is seriously wrong. And lastly,
all that stuff internal. Like, you don't let any of that stuff get out. ever.
You don't treat Willis McGahee like that. That man, I mean, everybody knows by now. We all seen it. That man almost lost his leg. That man left $30
Right.
million on the table. That man should have been the second overall pick in the draft and all of that. That man bleeds Miami. Come on, man.
And
You don't
you
do
call
that.
him first. If you do have a problem with what he's doing, you talk to
Call
him.
him.
Like you don't
Yes.
fucking wait until security gets there. Like if it's premeditated, like I as soon as it hit a podcast, it's like, how do you ever let this get out? Like
Right.
this should have never been knowledge. And like you said, and during a fucking season where everything that week for you is on the line.
Yes.
Why
And SMU
would
at
you
that.
ever let this get? But that's my point of
Yeah.
we're worried about the wrong shit because everything has to be micromanaged other than just the focus of X's and O's. And the fact that we don't adapt our play calling to what a defense is giving us and the offense is giving us, I just don't understand it. We don't take anything away from anybody else. Have you noticed that? Everybody can take away our first option. Everybody can take away Bane. We don't scheme to get our guys to get going. We just kind of let people, we're in that bend and but don't break type defense. Like this was also at SMU that was held at like what 17 or 10 points last week. Like you're telling me that we don't have the talented guys that Wake Forest's fucking defense has, that they can't shut shit down.
The same Wake Forest, they got destroyed by Florida State, but that's a whole nother topic.
That's
terrible.
If you're except for having to pin guys back and like someone put on there this caveman style of offense and defense where we have to just push you and it's our will, why can't we scheme to make it harder for an opposing team to take anything away from us? And then we're still able to bruise right through. It's just it's gotten to that point where I do not feel that you're going to see 10 wins. I feel like if I look at the rest of the schedule, 8-4 is what I'm now at. I'm at 8-4.
It's a definite loss. And after what NC State did, beating Georgia Tech, how do we think? Come on now.
Right. Like a team that we can't beat for the last 2-3 years now. Like, but yeah, we're gonna magically go undefeated the rest of the fucking season. Like that's the part of the fanhood that I can't get is you wanted this guy gone because he was full of gimmicks and bullshit. But yet the same guy is feeding you the same bullshit, and somehow you're still thinking that we're going to go undefeated the rest of the season. But you can't point at one game and tell me that how you're going to blow somebody out. We've not blown anybody out since what? Bethune? What?
Bethune.
South Florida? Like
in South Florida. Yeah.
But
Jordan, 9-3. 9-3. You saying 9-3, let's be honest, but realistically, if that NC State team yesterday that beat Georgia Tech shows up against Miami, do you think we can beat them? They just beat Georgia Tech.
Right.
I'm gonna put the link up.
That's my thing. It's just I don't see where it's coming from anymore because if you're refusing to change at this juncture when you had everything on the line, like you pointed out, you had every reason to go. All you needed to do is go look at Wake's tape. Like, what do you guys do all week? Like, what fucking tape are we watching? Are we just watching reruns? Like, I don't get it. Like, we do nothing new to fucking actually force will on anybody else. I don't get it. Yeah. I'm over it.
All right, so we got them coming in. We got a couple of people in line. I got Anthony first. I got Rocky. I got Stallion. I need Rocky, Stallion. Y'all mute y'all mics. Anthony, I got you up. We're giving 5 minutes a pop, so let's get it. 5 minutes. And we got to move on. What's up, brother?
I said this in the chat. I'm so done with Mario. I'm to the point where I don't give a damn how good of a recruiter the guy is. This horrendous clock management and game day coaching has cost us multiple playoff spots the last 2 years. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not sure if you two agree with me. He's basically Jeff Fisher in the NFL. Jeff will constantly get you 10, 9 plus wins every year, but he wouldn't get you over the mountaintop. That's what Mario is, to be honest. Like, or a Dave Wanstad, to be like, and I like Mario, but do we have any boosters that have enough power to buy out his contract, the rest of his 10-year contract, or are we screwed?
I think we do. I mean, the money. Listen, real quick. LSU found the money. They said LSU didn't have the money. They found the money. So I think we do. But continue.
Yeah, no, and I understand why people are. I think the conservative nature is not Mario. It's not people are blaming Dawson for this BS conservative nature crap. It's not him. I think he wants to be all out the whole game, but Mario has this weird respect for some of these coaches. He doesn't want to put the foot on the throat because he fears that the coaches are gonna dislike him for doing that. And like, is it Mario? Do you guys Mario is too nice? Is Mario too nice in your? He doesn't have that killer instinct.
I will say this is like it's been one of those things where the fuck is Oregon Mario at? Where he was yelling at guys on the sideline in game day, he was adamant on things. And kind of like Anthony mentioned, like he has been losing to lower tier schools, but he was still getting closer and closer, if not into those conference championships with that. You know what I mean? But just at Miami,
and I think Mario's too comfortable in his position too. Ao, I think this contract gave Mario a comfortability to know where he may feel that he's never going to get fired and stuff like that. That 10-year why? That's an idiotic move, in my honest opinion. Outside of those two conference championships, Mario hasn't really. Even Oregon fans wanted him out. Let's not forget, Oregon. Even after winning two conference championships, Oregon fans constantly hated him losing in the playoff and stuff like that. No, thanks for having me on, guys, and letting me vent, because I'm to the point with Mario. I'm done. I like the guy, but he's too nice.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Anthony, we appreciate you, man. No doubt about it, man. All right, coming up next, I got Rocky, I got Stallion, and I got J-Roll. So y'all be patient. Rocky, you're up, bro. Good morning. 5 minutes. What's happening?
Good morning to you. Talk. You talk. Just let us come on here and vent and speak our opinions. Appreciate you guys. I want you guys to know that I'll be orange and green no matter what. I love the U no matter what. I'm an old school Cane. It's about the school. It's about the U, and I love my Canes, and that's the way it's always going to be. So thank you guys for that. Disclaimer, I got a statement here that doesn't reflect anybody on the panel or anybody at UTalk, but I firmly believe that an investigation needs to be done into the ACC and the referees in college sports. It's my opinion. I think there's a lot of funny stuff going on, just the same way that the NBA got popped. I think it needs to be looked into. I've never seen anything that's stupid as what I watched yesterday. Even in the first half, whenever the calls were correct, they were also blatant calls, which is weird. But I'll leave that in my conspiracy theories there. Mario, the team, the game, the season. I predicted 9-3 before the year started. I did that on another show. Man, I wanted to be wrong. But it looks like we're headed that way. You cannot be, maybe you can, but you cannot be that dumb. I'm trying to figure out a way in my head to justify what happened yesterday. Is it we're taking too many mercenaries in the portal? Are these players checked out because when we get to the second half of the season, they got their money and now let's get ready for the draft once we win the state title? Is it Mario just that stupid and that ignorant and that pompous? Is it a combination of both? Is it like some people say on another place, Shannon Dawson needs to be let go? I don't personally believe that, because Shannon Dawson is an extension of Mario. I think if Dawson gets fired, you get another OC that shares the same beliefs as Mario, because this is Mario's template. This is his blueprint. This is what he wants to put together. It's so maddening to have a guy like you said, AO, that can get the players in place and have the talent on the roster, but can't put it together on game day. It's sickening, man. And we as fans deserve better. I'm tired of this crap. We should not be losing to a one-legged quarterback at SMU with a roster that's got injuries a mile long on their injury list. It's almost like they check out when it's weird to me. How the hell do you, I'll say this again, how the hell do you go and you take care of Notre Dame, Florida State, even though Florida State's not real good, it's still your rival. You're taking care of all these teams, and against these bottom feeders, you don't show up. I cannot fathom what's going on right now with this team, other than to say there's got to be some internal crap in the locker room, or Mario is just that freaking dumb. And I'm with you, LFJ. I'm on your bandwagon now, okay? You got to get rid of the guy. You got to make a move. You cannot have this. Yesterday was as fireable of an offense as I've ever seen in college football. I can't name a more fireable offense, maybe other than what Brian Kelly did the other night, LFJ, losing by 30 to Texas A&M at a school like LSU. I'll say one other thing, and I'll let y'all go. To that point, when Brian Kelly got fired, you didn't see one fast decommit from LSU. You saw it at Penn State. When James Franklin got fired, everybody fled the coop. They had immediately 3-4 decommits, maybe one on the fence right now. You know why that is, AO? And LFJ knows this. Because when you go to school, when you're in Louisiana and you go to school, you commit to LSU, you're committing to the school. You don't give a fuck who the coach is. You're committing to the purple and gold. If we had more kids that did that in Miami that committed to orange and green, we wouldn't have to go get all these damn mercenaries in the portal. I'm on Carson Beck's ass. You need to bench his to make a statement if you're Mario. That's what I would do to make a statement.
That's time, bro. That's time.
Crazy.
That's time. I wish we had more time, but we got people we got to get on, bro. But I appreciate you, Rocky.
Go ahead, fellas.
No doubt. We'll holler, bro. Thanks, bro. All right. Shouts out. I see LJ just joined in there, man. I got you coming up in a few. Next, we got our guy, the Italian Stallion. J-Roll, you up next, and then LJ, you'll be up next. Stallion, your time begins now. 5 minutes. Good morning, brother. What's up?
Good morning, guys. Sorry that I was right. I said it last week we would lose this game to SMU, and it's because of motherfucker right behind me. This guy right here. You talk about the trick or candy, Larry Frank and AO? He should have been Pinocchio on Friday night because he's lied to each and every one of us. We were told that the players that shouldn't be at this program are trash. And we lost to some of these same players that were trash. The quarterback that was a head case smoked a cigar yet even play. And he took the coin toss and won it. I mean, who's the fucking loser? I'm being dead serious right now. I'm so pissed off. We talked last year how detrimental it would be to lose to Manny Diaz and Duke. This was just as bad, if not worse. The quarterback Duke had last year was actually more talented and made our defense look stupid for 3 quarters before we had a generational talent. This man would fuck up a wet dream, man. He would fuck up 3 hookers for free, honestly, that gave it to him. God damn. So angry and so over it. And the fact that this man banned Willis McGahee, who gave his left leg and technically his right leg because he actually has a partial torn ACL that people forget about, that in between high school and college coming here. And you did that to him? You know, this is the same unpreparation you had against Louisville. You were on podcast getting your dick blown up and, oh, yeah, we're back, the U and all that and so forth. That rat poison, you're the rat poison. You have lied to each and every one of us. You said our offensive line and the people weren't good enough. You still can't pick up 3rd and 1. There was more fight amongst each other on the sidelines than that was taken to that sorry-ass team from Texas. They hadn't beaten a top 10 team since 1974. In the record book, sure, we were ranked number 10. SMU, I got news for you guys. You still haven't beaten a true top 10 team since 1974 because this has been fool's gold. This has been fool's gold since the 4th quarter in Tallahassee, where we've been exposed. And we've not even played 2 barely good quarters of good football since. I don't know what the hell happened to this team, but I heard that teams are supposed to be playing their best football towards the end of the season. We blow our load in September. We're better than that. And then when I hear Peter Ariz and even D Money now fighting amongst each other, I laughed my ass off because they can't even be on the same page. And there's a lot of people that like to criticize this show that slurp them. And you know what they said yesterday, guys, if you didn't pay attention? Peter Ariz is making excuses that, what have we done? And this is a brand and everything. Like, where's the brand? Where's what? And I'm just going to say this flat out. The matter is that this should still be a brand. The powers that be have messed it up. The fans, we love it. We believe in it still, but we haven't done shit yet. But I think that we deserve better than 8 to 10 wins. There's entire money being spent. And I'll give you one last point because I know you got to get some others on. Tune in tonight to Stallion Speaks. Me and Larry got more for you. So please tune in. And come on. We ain't afraid to be on. But the matter is this. When I said at the beginning of the year, and I have one quick apology to JoJo Trader, I said that man will not score another touchdown in an orange and green uniform. Well, I'll own my medicine on that one. But I was right about us losing. And I also said a couple weeks ago, don't worry about these other ACC games. Don't worry about the fact of who we have left on this schedule. Before the year, I said 6-6. That's still very much on the table. Virginia Tech was up on big bad. If anybody cared to know about that yesterday. But the truth of the matter is this. It's going to be 8-4 because Syracuse is trash. They lost
30 seconds, bro. 30 seconds.
But I'm just going to leave it at this. At the beginning of this, I really believe this man could recruit, evaluate, and develop. The recruiting is there. The developing is clearly not there. And the evaluation is not there. You want to know why? Because this man right here is a liar. And he also has a lack of faith of trust. He doesn't trust his players that he's brought in here. He doesn't have the right players in the right situations. And at some point, now we don't trust you. You should resign. I'm out. Go Canes.
Great call. I'll see you tonight, bro.
Done.
All right. Okay. Next, we got coming to the stage. We got J Roll. LJ, I got you up next after J Roll. Time starts now, J Roll. 5 minutes. What's up?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello. I'm going to take a different approach here, right? As a former student and a current booster, I put a post up yesterday, and a lot of what I had to talk about was taking the emotion out of the whole situation, right?
Yes.
I was an athlete. I played a lot of sports. I now have a family. They're athletes. Sports are hard. Games are tough, right? And I think the teams that we've lost to this year, and I've heard some bashing of them, and maybe they're not great teams, but I mean, the reality is Louisville is a good team, and SMU is a pretty good program, and they've got a good coach, and they're on the rise. So I can respect all of that. I think what we've all come to realize at this point, right? And people before us have shared this with us. I followed Oregon for many years. I have some ties there. And, I had a lot of buddies that were part of that program. And, they told me when we got Mario that this was going to be fool's gold. And basically that our ceiling with him as a coach was probably winning about 10 games a year. Maybe if we got really lucky, we'd win 11. But, winning the ACC was going to be really tough. And, winning a championship was going to be even tougher because of a lot of the, what I'd say operational difficulties that he had. And these are not difficulties that we've seen here at Miami. They're not new. These are things that have followed him around and have haunted him. And now obviously we're seeing this, come to fruition up front in our faces. And obviously we saw it a few years back in the Georgia Tech game, which was pretty despicable. And last year, as many of us know, like we had probably a team that, even with the defense being as weak as it was, we easily could have won 11 games. We should have been in that ACC championship. And this year, coming into the season, where a lot of people said, 9-3 was the number. I think after watching the first few games, we realized, holy shit, we've got a lot of talent on this field right now, and we can capitalize. And beyond that, the momentum was really swinging in our favor here, right? I don't know if how many games you guys have been to this season. I've flown down for a few. I live in New York, so I've flown down for a few this season. Man, the energy in the stadium has been fantastic. Now I know next week I'm actually going to be down next week for the Syracuse game. I don't expect very much next week. It's probably going to be half empty. The media has been hyping us up, right? Look, college football wants Miami to be good. When Miami is good, it's better for everyone. It's better for business. And as a businessman, I look at this as a business. And Mario Cristobal is our CEO, right, of our team that we all love. And right now he is failing. He is a failing CEO. And, obviously with any business, it all starts at the top. And so, I've heard people blaming Shannon Dawson and calling for this one or that one. But the reality is we have a CEO who is now letting us down. He is not fit to run this team. He will never win a championship at the University of Miami. I don't think this year, you guys are probably right. We probably are somewhere between 8-4 and 9-3. We are bringing in the talent. The kids want to come play for Miami because, look, again, you go down to Miami right now. As a city itself, the city is hot, right? Miami is the hot place to be. And there's money being thrown around to all these kids. There are so many things working in our favor. We just do not have the right CEO in place. Look, he's probably not going to step down. And the reality is it doesn't matter what any of us say here. He probably isn't going to be fired this season, and we're going to be stuck with him for another year or two. But
1 minute, bro.
I think yeah. But I do think it's important that we all just realize that this is not going to be the guy. We have now seen enough of his body of work over the last 4 years. He is not going to deliver because he cannot deliver because he doesn't have the X's and O's down the way that a CEO should be running their business. He just does not have it, right? It's not there. It's not that I don't even know if he's stubborn, right? I just don't think he actually has the true capacity to be a top 10 or top 15 coach. And so we are where we are. Like, we may finish the season ranked, 25 to 20 or somewhere in that range. And that's where we will be for the next however long until we move on from Mario. And if the program accepts that, if the fans are willing to accept that, if the players know that coming in to play for Miami, that's what we're going to be, then that's exactly what we will all get. Anyway, guys, I love the U and awesome show. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you. Hey, and real quick before you go, man, appreciate you showing up. So you were the one that inboxed me. I told you to tag me on that post. Okay, yes. No doubt. Thanks for coming through, man. Yeah, don't be a stranger, bro. Don't be a stranger. Definitely.
Yeah, man. And look, I again, not to harp on this, but I mean, again, as a booster, right? I mean, I do give money to the school every year. There's always a call for it. And,
right.
it gets really frustrating. Like I said, I try to take the emotion out of it. I'm looking at it. I've been a Canes fan for 40 years, but I'm trying to take the emotion out of it. And I just feel like right now with him at the helm, our money is basically being lit on fire.
Yes, indeed. No doubt. Well, J-Roll, I appreciate you, bro. This was the first time, but it definitely won't be the last time, man. We'll be talking to you again. Thanks again,
All right,
bro.
guys.
Appreciate you. Great call.
Bye.
Yes, sir. Man, they are bringing the heat. So we got our next one, man. And look, I got to give him a special introduction, man. Let me tell you something. We got some royalty coming up in here. We got some Miami YouTube royalty right here, man. This is our guy, man. We got some bringing the heat, man. Our brother LJ. What's happening, bro? How you been? It's been a minute. Bringing the heat, man. Our brother LJ. What's happening, bro? How you been? It's been a minute.
What's good with y'all? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
Yep, you're
I
good.
think you're a little bit behind. You're a little bit behind, but we got
Y'all,
you.
I'm good.
Yeah, you good. You good. Go with it. Yeah, I think you're a little bit behind.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit behind. Yo, so let me give y'all a brief introduction of me, right? I
Mm-hmm.
am because I can't. I'm hearing like a echo right now, so I can't. Hold on, let me turn this off. So let me give y'all a brief introduction to me. I'm from Liberty City, Florida. I was born in Liberty City. I'm from 22nd and 71st. That's like right down the street from Miami Northwestern. I'm from grew up in the Scott Projects, but I went to Miami High. I went to Miami High School. Miami High actually started this program called it's for the inner city kids. Uh, when I was younger, where they had this thing called an M&M transfer. I think it was called an M&M transfer, and you can basically live anywhere in the county and commute. As long as you can get to the school, you can go to whatever schools.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was pre-recruited or handpicked by a coach that coached at Miami High, and he got me and a couple other kids from the inner city area to go to Miami High. And Miami High also had this like a big brother little brother program where they bring in the young athletes and they get basically paired up with a player or one of the players or captains to bring you in and show you the ropes or whatever of like transitioning from middle school to high school. And Andre Johnson and James Johnson was my big brothers. So I'm just tell y'all a little bit. And Roscoe Parrish was my quarterback in high school. Both Miami guys. And also I know Frank Gore and everything. So the things I'm about to say about Miami, I just want y'all to know that I'm from Miami. I'm really from the city. So I know a lot about the city. I'm from there. You know what I'm saying? So things I'm about to say about Miami, I just want you to know where I'm from. So when I speak that, you be like, second guess who's saying this. This is a real person that's from the city. I know everybody, damn near every kid that plays for Louisville, all of the schools that's out of state from Florida, that's still Miami players. I know them. They but about Miami, the booster that just got on, he said it feel like their money being lit on fire. You should have knew that before you spent the money. I mean, and there's more money gonna be spent. The money has already been spent in Mario. Y'all put up this money to give him a 10-year deal. So now we stuck with the 10-year deal. Y'all can buy him out, but he's only like halfway through the contract. So with $100 million, y'all gonna have to pay like 40, 50 to buy him out. And some more money because y'all pay an extra additional, I think 150 to get him out of his deal. So it's a lot of money being burnt. This ain't about no money. Well, it's about money because y'all mad because we ain't winning. But he's the master. Mario Cristobal he doesn't have a coaching identity. He's a master promoter and recruiter. That's it. He was an offensive lineman at Miami, but as far as X's and O's, what does he bring to the table? Is he an offensive minded coach or is he a defensive minded coach? What is he? Do he have a certain special offense or defensive scheme that he's running? What is it like? But he does know how to recruit and get Cam Ward and get certain players on defense and haul in Ruben Bain and players like that. He don't get everybody, but he get most of them or whatever. Even with the talent, he got lucky with Cam Ward. He got lucky with Cam Ward, and we still couldn't win. It wasn't Cam Ward's fault. It was because of just the way the control issue that Mario Cristobal has. He doesn't have a coaching identity, but yet still he still like to control the situation. So I don't blame Shannon Dawson. I blame Mario Cristobal because I really feel like Mario Cristobal is telling him, "Hey, we're gonna do a run heavy. We're running heavy today, and that's what it is. That's what it's gonna be." Or he might even step in when we going past happy and be like, "Run the ball. I need you to run the ball," and then Dawson go and follow suit. So it's a Mario fault. Everything is Mario fault. You know. Now about these penalties. We should know as Miami fans, we should be used to this by now. We lost a whole national championship based off a call. So how you gonna start crying about the call now? We know that they had a if you look at the documentary, they showed us that the NCAA a whole video about the do's and the don'ts of unsportsmanlike that might based off Miami. So we should already be used to that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's out of the way. So don't be crying about no calls. Y'all know they're gonna try to take it from us. It shouldn't even have to get there. We have too much talent. You know, they paying Carson Beck all his money. I've never really been a Beck fan. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna hate on the kid. They did what they did, but that's what they're gonna have to live with. You know. What else I wanted to touch on? I wanted to touch on something else. Basically, man, look, we fucked, man. We fucked. That's it. It ain't gonna change. Y'all could try to bring in a new coach, and we gonna overanalyze that and bring in somebody else and try to do an overhaul on the whole staff. And when it ain't that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I've been saying this for years. I would rather roll with Jason Taylor, like a Hall of Famer. At least I know he gonna do his due diligence and get it right. We could go get try to get Lane Kiffin and all these other coaches, but like, if if we can't get the simple things right, man, it ain't gonna never happen, man. Because like we don't this crystal ball, we don't have Rick, we don't have Manny, we go get whoever we want to go get, bro. It's just we just gotta make the right decision, not over analyze and over project on this coaching because this crystal ball, we know he not that. We happy with getting the recruits, but we don't know what to do with them when we get them. We got CJ Daniels out, and we can't throw the fade ball to Moore. We can't throw the fade route to. We can't get Ray in the game. We can't get Tony Johnson involved. We can't get that's all we got. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna say we're gonna be like we're gonna lose another game. We probably gonna lose. We probably lose 2 more games for real. For real, we probably lose to NC State with CJ Bailey, and we probably gonna lose to Pittsburgh at the end of the year. And we could potentially lose to Virginia Tech and Syracuse again. For real, we really can. we what? Syracuse beat us last year, right? And the year before, ain't it? That's the coach, Fran Brown. He got Mario number, regardless of what their record is. Regardless of what their record is, he got Mario number. Mario just like you said, we just be like this. No adjustments being made. This is what I wanted to touch on real quick. I'm mad at this our defensive coordinator Hagerman too. Like I know y'all can say the defense they played pretty good they did, but like this is the second defensive coordinator that I'm like, Kevin Steele couldn't figure it out. Gildry couldn't figure nothing out. And now I'm starting to see Hagerman. It's like, yeah, we played the best we could play on defense or whatever. But why we can't cover the back out the back? Why we ain't figured that out yet? We can't cover the back out the backfield? Hey, they specifically, I think matter of fact, I think Louisville exploited that too. They specifically they send their players out on routes and they specifically throw to the running back out of the backfield because we're not covering it, or we're putting a linebacker. We giving a linebacker that responsibility to cover that out of the backfield with no safety help? They've been killing us with that for years now. And I just be sitting there like, y'all still ain't figured it out yet? Y'all ain't figured out they killing us with that's how, if you go look at the game, just look at it. They hitting us with the running back out. They either doing the wheel route or he's doing something, or we just not covering it. We just not and we know we gonna get penalties called on us. We know that. Ohio State, 2003, we won national championship and then they called a late flag on Glenn Sharp. And we over here crying about penalties like we know they ain't finna do that to us. We supposed to be way more superior than this team. It was a lot of points in this game. I'm like, we could take the game right now. Like, what are we doing? And somebody else mentioned about the penalties from the offensive line. They right. That's a coaching problem. They not holding these guys accountability. I told somebody last week, I don't care if it's Francis, my Noah. I don't give a damn. If you keep on getting false starts, I'm pulling you out the game. I ain't gonna pull you out the game for the whole game. I'm gonna pull you out for a drive or two, and I'm gonna let one of these other we're supposed to have depth on our O line. That means the next person can step up and play. Give this dude a chance. This dude might do better this game than he did. And
Real quick. Let me give a shout out for this donos right here. Shouts out to James State. No Josh Moore after what he showed last week. If you're not going to go back to JoJo after his mistake, hell seems Bell gets 3 pre-snap penalties a game, but he's still in it. Who in the hell was 83? Shouts out. Thank you for the $10 dono. Continue, LJ.
yeah, and I'm glad they brought that up. Why was JoJo being held out? Why is JoJo being held out? Why are we not playing using all of our talent that we got on the field or whatever? Like I understand Fletcher gonna have to get his carries. I understand the 3 running backs that y'all using they upperclassmen, they got to get their carries or whatever. But why we ain't using Chris Humphrey Wheatley with his speed? Why we ain't using them to run and then we throw screens to Chris Humphrey Wheatley? He's a burner. That's why Chris Johnson left, because we wasn't using him. That's why Rashard Smith left, because we wasn't using him. Cristobal, and that's another thing, Cristobal, I don't like about him, right? He just once he gets these players committed, he'll switch up, and he'll hold off on you. Like I really feel like he's being petty. He's worried about forget everything else. This is what I wanted to say. Everybody, the University of Miami is worried about so much of Nevis Shapiro. Hey, look, I looked at the Nevis Shapiro situation, and I look at it totally different now. And I don't know what the University of Miami's beef with Nevis is. I know what the beef is about, but I know what he did as far as illegally. That's on him. That's what he did. That's wrong what he did legally. But with this new NIL deal, the way I look at Nevin, he's doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. Not where their money is generated from, but I'm just saying, if you have money and you want to be a booster, before I remember Peter Warwick and Lavernius Coles, they got suspended for taking clothes from a boutique or whatever. Now the kids can get money. Now everything's open. Ain't no more Pony Express. It's NIL now. So I ain't looking at Nevis Shapiro like he did anything wrong with to the University of Miami. Now he was tied up in a whole bunch of stuff. That happened, but the University of Miami knew. And they was getting the money when the money was good. They wasn't saying nothing. When it was winning, it wasn't all that. But when that happened to him, that man, they got tied up in it. Okay, it hurt the university, but we're back now, and now he's stopping Willis McGahee from coming to the game. Willis McGahee, are you serious, Mario? And it's not coming from nobody else but Mario. Because David Shapiro talks trash about Mario. Hell, I talk trash about Mario, but I'm not looking for a job. The coach at University of Miami, I don't care. I'm gonna say the real stuff. I'm gonna say the real stuff, Mario. I ain't looking for a job. I don't care to be a coach. I got a lot of other stuff going on. I played football. I played in the CFL. I didn't play in the NFL, but I played in the CFL. I played in the Arena Football League and won a championship, 2 championships. So I don't care to be your coach or be nice to you. It is what it is, bro. You over here being petty to Willis McGahee. And then who it was? I think Manny had a deal with stopping the ex-players from coming in. All these coaches be getting in here and they start being control freaks and they don't let the old players come around. That hurts the whole program.
That's a great point.
Stopping Willis McGahee from coming in the game because he's dealing with Nevis Shapiro, and Nevis Shapiro ain't even a bad guy. He's just real. Y'all don't like the realness. That man is real. Nevis Shapiro, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with the Ponzi scheme stuff, but the contribution that he gave to Miami, I respect it. I respect that. And a lot of people don't talk about some real stuff. Everybody talk about look at this, all the stuff that's going on with these kids, these rappers that getting Ricos and stuff like that, and people talk about rats and stuff like that. Hey, that's not into sports, but I'm just saying on some life stuff. A lot of our favorite players, University of Miami, through that whole ordeal with Nevitt, ratted on Nevitt. But we're not finna get to all that stuff right there. But I'm just saying
Yeah,
that's why
that's
my
another
respect for him is
conversation.
different, because that man got indicted and people had to take the stand on that man. And some of the Hall of Famers, and I ain't finna say no name, I ain't finna bash nobody, but some of the Hall of Famer, it's a Hall of Famer that I know for a fact had a case, and he had to testify on on some people to get off his case. But we ain't talk about that. They're a great football player. Hey, you have it, bro. Respect to you. But when we talk about that real life, real stuff or whatever, it's some real stuff went on in this case, and and that never. I tapped into it, and I saw it, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know all that happened. But I'm not finna shun this man because of whatever happened. But Mario's trying to block Willis McGahee because he went on a podcast. He goes on this man podcast, and you denied greatness, Miami royalty in the building. Are you crazy? He is crazy. That's why everything that's happening to him, all of the Miami fans crucify him. I don't care. I don't care. He gets on. He gets on the podium after the game and lie to us. He's arrogant. His machismo. I went to Miami High. He went to Christopher Columbus. Well, I don't rock with my Christopher Columbus anyway. That's a rival for Miami High anyway. You know what I'm saying? You always want to get Miami Christopher Columbus guys over there. What about the rest of Miami? It's players on on all the schools in Miami. It's at least one player on that's fire on any school in Miami. You limited us to 4 schools, like that's the whole Miami? No, that's not the whole Miami.
All right, LJ, man. Hey, you preaching today,
I
bro.
know I'm up though.
Yeah, we gotta
I can't hear you.
get on, but that. Okay, you got me. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you brought the heat today, man. I wish we could keep you on a little longer.
Y'all go ahead, man. Hey, this
Definitely, man.
LJ, man. I
Tap
just
back
wanted
in,
to
man. We do
just
this.
rant a
We do
little
this
bit.
every week, man. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Everybody got to get it out, bro. But appreciate you. Like I say, Miami royalty. And I'm not in the A right now. Next time I go visit Devin, man, we're gonna come swing up there, and check you out, man. Devin tells me about a lot of stuff you got going at your spot up there. So, but bless up, bro. All right.
Bless up.
Yes, sir. Man, that was great, man. I mean, and it's great to get that perspective from somebody that's down there that knows the inner workings of the system and the pipelines of Miami. Hey, we got a few minutes left, man. We got a couple of minutes before we get out of here. So we got a little time. We don't have nobody else chiming in, so it gives a little time for you and I to kind of give our opinion on some other things. A lot of the callers, man, they touched on a lot of stuff. But particularly, here's my thing, and I want to ask you about this. What's your thoughts on Miami as far as with Mario? Why is it Mario and this team can step up in non-conference and they can win big games in non-conference, but for whatever reason, and obviously the non-conference seems to be, the non-conference is actually better competition. Miami could rise to the occasion and beat the A&Ms and the Floridas and the Notre Dames and all of this. But we can't beat the Louisvilles and the SMUs and potentially the NC States and ACC play. What's your thoughts on that? What's the deal with that?
I think it kind of goes back to what kind of people were saying was we beat them early because there's no tape on us yet, right? And there is a potential that there's all this talent that you're going to have to deal with if you're an OC and a DC, right? Like you have to look at like at the very beginning of the year, you have to look at Miami's entire roster and be like, oh my God, this is how they could attack us. Wave after wave, right? Like, because these are guys that those coaching staffs also try to recruit, right? They're not unknown guys. Like, we're getting blue chip guys. You know what I mean? So, like, they can see the potential that these guys can do, kind of like what a couple people mentioned with Ray and Josh Moore, Lyle and JoJo and other assets that we already have. But then the tape comes out after a couple games and you start seeing Miami's tendencies. They just, oh, you're only going to go here and here. You're not going to move another piece of this chess piece. You're not going to move it at all. You're not even going to look at it. You're not even going to touch it. Oh, okay. I now know I can hone in on that piece. You're going to be too stubborn to get out of your own way and not look at any of your other pieces on the board. Okay. I'm going to take away the one, see what you do, just to see what the tendency and the wrinkle are going to be, and then there's nothing there. And like they kind of mentioned before, there's no consistency on what we're going to do, and I think that's why we struggle by October is because every good team is going to try and take away what they've seen on tape. And then for us, it's, oh, you can take away what you see on tape. We're gonna dominate you more, and our guys are stronger, and we're gonna power through this. And I said at the beginning of the year, we can't be predictable, and we have been only predictable. We're actually predictable that we're predictable. It's gotten to the point where you're going to struggle in October, November because the tape's there, and there's no getting around it anymore. Like they said about Ray not being around. Like, why? Why no Josh Moore? Why do you have all this arsenal for speed when only thing you want to do is run up the middle? Like, if that is the case, why not run the Georgia Tech offense? Like, just run it. Like, just go that route. At this point, just have 3 running backs in the game. They're not going to throw. I mean, just run it. You know what I mean? Like, what's really the difference anymore? But it's kind of the point where, kind of like what people mentioned, what's Mario's identity? It's, I have to have my finger in everything, but I don't know really what I'm really doing with it. And you're your biggest fan, and you're also your biggest critic. And unfortunately, I just don't see him as the same like kind of what the booster mentioned was, he's a CEO, but in business, once everybody kind of has they're pulling their stock out of you, it becomes pretty apparent that you have to either make change or you're going to flop. And we're already seeing the divide already came last year of, you knew everything was on the line during that ACC run, during that Syracuse game, and you let it go. You can't let that happen going into this year, and you did. And now everybody's like, we now know what we have. It's not fool's gold. Everybody kind of knows what it is. It's just a painted rot. It's just that is. It's no longer, you're not getting fooled anymore. You're not, at the worst part of the whole situation is Oregon warned it. Miami's finally investing. I do think there's a lot of boosters who will not let Mario leave or want him to leave because they're okay with having like you said, the early success of September. But I think by October, November, unfortunately, I think we become the laughing stock of college football again.
Facts. We got another caller that's on the line. We got Jay. Let me go ahead and unmute him. Jay, what's good, bro? Got 5 minutes. You're gonna be the last call. We're gonna get out of here. What say you, bro?
Morning, guys. I had a call about a week ago.
Yeah, remember? Yeah. What's
like and subscribe, Utah. You could catch them in the morning. Y'all get them, show them some love. Morning, everybody.
Thank you.
I just got a question. I was in another podcast just a while ago. I was just waiting for y'all notification to pop up, but I didn't see it, so I had to go looking for it. But when Ryan Williams played Florida State, and I think he played Missouri and another team, and you got a dynamic receiver like Ryan Williams, right? And even though he drops the ball, they keep feeding him because they know the type of receiver he is, right? In a perfect situation, CJ Daniels sits out because he's injured. JoJo Trader had 84 yards in the first quarter, and you stopped feeding him because of what? What did Sam Brown do last year what deserves him so much snaps? What the team kept doing? They kept playing Sam Brown, playing Sam Brown, playing Sam Brown. And everybody kept saying, why aren't you playing Isaiah Horton? Right? Why isn't Isaiah Horton getting all these snaps? In a perfect world, right? In a perfect world, JoJo Trader had 84 yards in the first quarter. And it was sleet because I used to live in Dallas. It sleets and it rains and it gets slippery, right? And he drops one pass and it caused the interception. And you mean to tell me you just stopped targeting him the whole game because he drops one pass? I hear a lot of people saying, oh, JoJo Trader is 5th on the depth chart, 6th on the depth. Let me tell y'all something about JoJo Trader. I'm from Miami. I know about Shamadon. I see Jeremiah Smith. I see JoJo Trader. I see Malachi Tony. I see Tutu Atwell. I see these guys. One thing about South Florida kids, when they get in a rhythm and they get that pop, it's over. They don't care about who's in front of them. It's over with. That DB, Rhett Lashley, did not scheme up for JoJo Trader. Last night, JoJo Trader could have had 250 yards, 3 touchdowns if he wanted to. and it would have been a wrap. But what you did, you took him, you played him, no more targets, then you tried to feed Tony. What, why, the three whys. What, why, where, will. I don't get this team. He had 84 years. He had a better quarter than CJ Daniels. By far the better quarter ever by CJ Daniels. And you stopped feeding him the ball. Then he missed 8 games. 8 games he was active, but he wasn't playing. Why? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand it. We gonna blame Beck. I'm not gonna blame Beck. I'm not gonna blame JoJo. I'm gonna blame the team as a collective. We have rosters any coach in any ACC, SEC, Big Ten will want. We have a roster full of kids who's hungry. Half of our roster is full of South Florida kids. Half of our roster is full of South Florida kids, but we can't get over it. Versus SMU. Chambliss is the QB for Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin had that QB prepared for 2 weeks. He go out there and perform. Carson Beck coming into the season. Carson Beck, he's seasoned. He sees everything. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear that shit. Miller Moss threw 4 interceptions versus when he was in USC versus Tulane, and he balled out the next game, but he got benched. He comes to Louisville. Louisville don't have the roster like we have. We lost. Okay, cool. My problem is I'm tired of people talking about JoJo. I'm tired of the critics. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of see, the thing about it is favoritism. And until y'all open up your eyes, when Damian Martinez started slow, what the offense did last year, kept feeding him the ball, kept feeding him the ball, kept feeding him the ball. When Sam Brown started slow, they kept feeding him the ball. And everybody was like, why is Sam Brown on the field? Marion dropped 3 passes. Ballman dropped 2 passes this year. JoJo dropped 1 pass. Because he dropped 1 pass, I'm just not going to look for him no more. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just not gonna. Where is that person on Mario's sideline was gonna tap Mario and be like, yo, why did you stop feeding JoJo the ball? He had 84 yards in the first quarter. That DB was cooked the whole game. I wasn't surprised what JoJo was doing because I know how JoJo is. I tell people all the time, you give him an opportunity, he's gonna show you. JoJo could go to any team in college football and average 100 yards a game. Any team. And you know when you're gonna see it? When he leaves Miami.
Time.
Y'all don't deserve talent, bro. Y'all get these players and y'all sit them on the bench for one unknown reason. And when the reporters ask you during Monday meetings, y'all go behind the bush and y'all say bullshit. Tell it what it is. Why haven't we seen JoJo trade? Okay, he was nicked up, he was injured. Coming out of training camp, he was the best route runner, blah, 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 blah. And you've seen it. He stayed ready. He got his opportunity because he made one mistake. When Keenan Marion dropped 2 passes versus the Louisville game, they kept playing him. JoJo Trader dropped 1 pass in a sleeker rain. And you kept him in the game, and you no longer throw the pass to him. That's fucked up, man.
All right, Jay. I appreciate you, Jay. We up against it. I got to get the next call because we almost got to get out of here. But great call, man. Hey, listen, real quick before you go, man. Download the UTalk app, man. Search UTalk podcast on your Google or your Apple. You get your notifications there, so you'll know when we go live. So,
all right, cool, brother. I appreciate it. I got you.
No doubt. All right, appreciate you, bro. All right,
is that weird though? Is it weird that Dawson does not have maybe he does, but you can literally create a whole entire sheet of every guy that you have on that roster and literally just have 3 plays for each weapon you have and have a full-blown play list where you wouldn't even have to even do a reoccurring play.
Facts.
I mean,
Facts. We got 15 minutes left, y'all. So I got my last 2 calls. Now, what I got to do for time purposes, I got to go a little shorter. So I'm going to go 4 minutes, Hurricane. Chris Kane, I got you last call. You're going to get 4 minutes as well. So time's rolling. Run it. What's up, Hurricane? What's up, bro?
What's up, big dog? How y'all doing?
Blessed, brother. How you?
Good. You know, I was one that called in with Carson Beck and, Tyler Van Dyke comparison about, why would you throw a jump ball to Malachi Tony in triple coverage? I said it then, and I'm gonna say it again. Rhett Lashley, yeah, he did not scheme for JoJo Trader. He was right. He had no answer for JoJo Trader. But we all knew, everybody in America knew where Carson Beck was going on the last drive. We knew that it was going to Malachi Tony. Rhett Lashley knew it was going to Malachi Tony. That's why he put him in a box on that pass play.
Right.
He had a safety over top, a linebacker drop back, and the other cornerback running with him. That's why it was so easy to pick the ball off. Everybody knew it was going to Malachi Tony. He the receiver, and he would have been open. But as soon as Malachi Tony it didn't go player, it was going to Malachi Tony, and everybody knew it. So I mean, that's on Dawson. Everybody has to remember, oh, well, it's Mario. No. It's Mario too. But Shannon Dawson's your offensive coordinator, and he's your quarterback's coach. If he can't correct Carson Beck to, hey, you've got to quit just setting Malachi up. They're already scheming for it. You got to go to other receivers. And you know what? You fire them both, and that's all there is to it. I said it week one.
That's a Dawson issue. I think that's a Dawson issue. That's a Dawson issue because I think you saw that 2 years ago with TBD locking in on X. But continue, bro.
Right.
And it's been Dawson. When it comes to quarterback play and how they lock on receivers, and that's all Dawson. Mario not running plays with 25 seconds left and wanting to run it up the middle, and his bullshit excuse for, just like Dawson for trying to explain our run game. Man, cut the shit. I know high school teams right now that can come out and run a better offense than what Miami's running.
Yep.
Out of the gun. Yep. I mean, and it's that simple. But as far as our coaching, our game day coaching, it's atrocious. Mario's not it. I said it from the beginning. He's best at 9 wins. He's never won a championship. I don't know why anybody thought he was going to win one here. Look at Oregon now. Mario's gone, and they're still in the top 10.
Thanks.
He's not the same.
1 minute, bro.
He's not Nick Saban. He's not. He's not. So he's not going to win a championship here. And it's like I said, you have Dawson and Mario, and these two together, it's a disaster. So until they're gone, we might as well just get used to what we're seeing now because it's not going to change. And I said on another college show, and I'll say it on yours. Mario Cristobal, you're a coward for what you did to Willis McGahee. A complete coward. And you deserve everything coming to you. And I'll leave you with that.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Hurricane, we will be talking to you in the future. Don't be a stranger, bro. Get that U-Talk podcast app if you don't have it already.
Will do, boss.
All right, man. You be blessed, bro.
You too.
All right, later. All right, last call of the day. Chris Kane, I got you on 4 minutes, man. Let's get it.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's going on, Larry? What's going on, AO? How y'all doing? Morning. You know why? I seen what y'all was gonna put up there and everything like that for the show, and I just got off night shift, but I was gonna go ahead and call, and hopefully y'all still be on. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this. Remember what I said? And what you think was gonna happen if Mario fucked this game up? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just want to know something. What do we do now? What's the move now? Because we know what we're getting with Mario Cristobal. You're gonna get Christmas gift recruits that he don't even play. He's gonna get a horrible game management every damn day, every time we get ready to play a game. We're gonna get a pussy of a coach because he's so damn scary to play and even go to have any cojones to even go for a shot. And the thing is, his time management and his game management skills are atrocious, are horrible, are laughable. Okay, we're in year 4, And now we're going to hear another thing from Josh from the Josh podcast. Another woulda, coulda, shoulda at the end of the season. Mario is not the coach for Miami. I don't give a damn if he did wear the U on his helmet. He's not a coach at Miami. You got 25 seconds left. Got one timeout. And SMU is scrambling to try to figure it out. Why are you helping them? You called that timeout, then the next play, Thomas goes and so-called hits Jennings, and then we're down now. Now that momentum shifts the game and everything. And I'm gonna tell you something. The thing is with Mario plays so damn scary. He plays so damn scary. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. You are a decorated offensive lineman with a headset. That is all you are. Okay? I don't care what the buyout is, buy his ass out. Okay? Why is Dawson still calling these plays where you running wide receiver screens and then run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle? There's no reason why we should have been stopped on no damn 4th and 1. With our offensive line against SMU? Are you kidding me? And we get stopped? We get stopped for some bullshit like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, until I'm gonna tell you something, and I want to be wrong, but I don't think I am. Until Mario Cristobal is out of there, Miami ain't gonna win shit. They're not gonna do shit. Because for one,
1 minute, bro.
All right. Because for one, we need to do something with our presidents. We need to do something with our head coach. We need to get somebody in there that actually knows X's and O's. Not somebody that was an alum that don't know any damn thing, who just wants to be a decorated recruiter, and then that's it. And I'm gonna tell you now, these next 4 games, I'm not looking forward to any of that shit. I'm not looking forward to any of it. Okay, Dawson ass need to take his sorry ass gone. He need to be gone, and Mario ass need to. Every time he messes up a game, he don't need to get that damn going. He get his check every time. Okay, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of us having all of this talent and now us being mediocre and having mediocre talent at the end of it. This is the second year in a fucking row that he squandered this shit. Second year in a row. And ain't nobody doing nothing about it. I'm pissed. But anyway, I'm going to holler at you guys later. I'm about to get ready to go back to sleep.
All right, brother.
And as always, go Canes. Fuck Mario.
Go Canes, and I second that. No doubt about it. All right, AO, we about to put a bow on this thing. Go ahead on and give some departing words, my brother.
Hey, let's play a quick game called Name That Problematic Coach. Discipline issues, favoritism, set the program back a little bit, lost the fan base, outside issues, locker room culture problems. No one above the head coach holds them accountable. Fuck.
AO, you ain't shit.
So, here, real quick, anybody in the fucking chat, please tell me what the difference is between this year and now. Like, what have we really progressed towards other than $100 million total spent? And like the booster mentioned, you're lighting money on fire. It's just we have nothing that we're showing for what we're trying to accomplish. The problem is that when you don't do, this is what I'm going to end it with. When you don't do a competent hiring search and the people that are in the building who make these calls are involved, Radakovich is not involved. The new president, who was a football guy, not involved. Both of them went and got Mario on the plane and brought him back. Unless there's feet held to fire, people don't feel that burn. They don't have to change. You're seeing that. It's, well, I used to hear this all the time of, when you earn something, you take care of it more than when it's just handed over to you. You take it for granted. We handed him over a job. He didn't earn the Miami job, right? I feel like that's the problem right now is that, like one of the callers stated, there is nothing we're going to do. you are going to probably have only 8 to 9 wins for the next couple of years. You'll see the downtrending effect, right? This was the height. This was the fucking height. Last year was the absolute height where you had that chance, but you're starting to see the peak, right? Boom. And then you're kind of now here. And over the next 2 years, you're going to see that slow progression where we are able to fire him for, the accountability side, or he steps down or whatever. But everybody that I know that's sitting there telling me, oh, he'll continue to move up. You got to point at something other than somebody else's coaching credentials that backs up your argument for this, because game day is always going to be a fucking problem. And the only thing that matters on a win and a loss is game day. I'm sorry. What you do at Green Tree ain't shit. What you do on recruiting ain't shit. On game day is when you get a win and a loss. So until you can point to a fucking way he's going to win on game day that you can say he specifies and actually hones in on, then all you're saying is a bunch of bullshit. You might as well kept this fucking coach around. You might as well kept Golden around, and you might as well kept Croker around. Back to back to back to back issues are all the same problems that Miami's dealt with for the last 20 years. And everybody keeps calling it, well, we were mediocre for 20 years. This is how we get to the better side. You were only mediocre because you allowed that shit to happen. And it's just history repeating itself with a new name and a new chapter. Same fucking book. Sorry.
All good. All good. Like I say, AO, great words as always, my brother. Look, we're going to get out of here. The only thing I'm going to say is I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it concise. We've hit our ceiling with Mario. As AO said, last year was the absolute peak. We're a little bit lower than last year towards the top. You're going to now start seeing the bearish trend down to the bottom. We've hit the highest point we can hit. It's done. It's over. At the end of the day, I don't care about recruiting, because guess what? Good recruits, you can get the best of the recruits in here. But if you don't put them on the field, if you don't develop them, and if you don't coach them up, you're not winning shit with them. So guess what? Recruiting means nothing at this point. Also, look at what happened yesterday. We didn't even get to touch on it, but we'll talk about it later this week. The argument. You saw Shannon Dawson and Mario going at it yesterday. Well, really, Shannon Dawson. Mario didn't say shit. It's a big bad Mario. Shannon Dawson was putting his finger and pointing this and that. I'm thinking, and I was on the phone with Joseph Bernard, Shannon Dawson was probably saying, look, this up the middle shit ain't working. If you let me run my goddamn offense, we might be able to do something. So at the end of the day, there's problems. As far as what Chris Kane had, just real quick, I wanted to answer. He was talking about what happened with the fourth down. Well, think about it. Look at the formation. You got an air raid OC, and you got a jumbo package, and you're trying to run off tackle with Bauman, who's not even in on your blocking packages. There's always Elijah Lofton that's in there. You wonder why shit doesn't work? There you go. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we've hit our ceiling. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show. AO, thank you as always, bro, for flanking me on this thing. Shouts out to all the callers for coming in here. Shouts out for the chat. Y'all do what y'all do. Y'all make this show what it is. It's therapeutic because everybody's pissed off, but we can lean in on each other. We can vent. It's just like AA meetings, man. We're coping, man. We're coping. So
remember when we used to be happy in September?
Hey, man. Listen, the emotional roller coaster it's literally you're going up that roller coaster, boy. We're happy. And when you get to the top, boy, it's total jubilation. But guess what, boy? We dropping down to the valley of depression right now. But it's all good. It's all good. Look, tomorrow night, real talk. We're gonna have a special guest on talking about credit repair. If you can, tap in with us for that. We've got the show coming up this week. We got special guests Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. They're going to be on for the Miami Dolphins show. We're going to highlight them. And, hey, we'll be back as also to highlight Syracuse. And then we'll recap that next Sunday, depending on what happens. So thank you, man. We out. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a great week. Y'all know how we start every show, and y'all know how we end every show. It ain't no us. Without you, baby. And we out. We love you guys. Have a great one. It's You Talk. Woo-wee. Banner. I got 5 on it.
Y'all want to show some love, give some support to my boy Devin, founder of You Talk Nation. Continuous success, brother. And all I got to say is, it ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
It ain't no me without you, baby.
Yeah. You talk, it's the Bieber show. Look, you talk, let the people know. Look, yeah.
This is hurricane season. Only legends come up out there, you like Chris and Teigen. Name a letter better, W, that's what we preaching. Hurricane force winds whenever we breezing. Got rings for a reason. Look, we treat a gator like the swamp people. There's Seminoles like the block people. And for my dogs, I will drive people. Just being frank, I got they flank like a cornerback. And I ain't even much a Florida cat. But hurricanes, I know more of that than most. Cause I seen them turn our houses into boats. That's that real talk, baby. I hope you was taking notes. That's that real talk, baby. Yellow Nation, coast to coast. Is that Utah?
Yeah.
It's Utah, baby.
Yeah.
It's Utah, baby.
#1 podcast.